Losing in a sport with unfair disadvantage can have a significant psychological impact on players. Losing can lead to feelings of sadness, anger, and frustration. It can also cause players to question their own abilities, which can have a negative impact on their self-confidence. In the current news, Lia Thomas, a transgender competing in the NCAA Division I women's swimming, is a hot topic. She has been defeating the competition left and right, and has since brought up the big debate on allowing transgender to compete against women players in the sports of swimming. In this video, I will explain 9 psychological impacts of losing in sports with players thinking that they were treated unfairly, which is the current case of the NCAA women's swimming. 1. Loss of motivation. For example, Major League Baseball players have long been aware that their opponents may be using performance-enhancing drugs, but they continue to play the game. The same cannot be said for athletes in other sports, particularly those that rely more on physical ability than intellect. Researchers from the University of Utah asked a group of college-level cross-country runners to complete a race against a computerized opponent. Half the runners were told that their opponent had cheated by using a hidden stopwatch to time their laps, while the other half were given no information about their opponent's cheating. The results showed that the cheaters, who knew they were up against an imposter, ran significantly slower than the non-cheating runners. In fact, cheaters finished more than 2 minutes slower on average. 2. Impact on the player's perception of fairness. When athletes feel that the playing field is not level, how does this affect their perception of the game? As athletes strive to achieve excellence, they often feel that the playing field is not level. This can have a negative effect on their perception, as they may no longer be able to reach their full potential. Studies have shown that this feeling of unfairness can lead to severe types of depression in some cases. It is important for athletes to know that they are not alone in their struggles and that there is help available. 3. Impact on the player's performance. How does the knowledge that an opponent may be cheating impact an athlete's performance? Performance is often thought to be unaffected by the knowledge that an opponent may be cheating. However, recent research has shown that athletes are more likely to cheat when they know their opponent may be doing so. This is likely because cheating provides an advantage in terms of speed and precision, which can translate into a competitive edge. When the competition is fair and players are aware of the rules, performances are more consistent and accurate. 4. Impact on the player's trust. The trust that opponents may be cheating within athletic communities has been damaged for many years. This distrust can happen in a variety of ways, including when opponents know the exact movements an athlete is making before the game, and when they can see what other athletes are doing on the court or track. The lack of trust can lead to less cooperation and even cheating by individual athletes. It is important for athletic communities to rebuild trust so that everyone can compete fairly and with confidence. 5. The feeling of betrayal. The feeling of betrayal is something that can be felt by anyone who has ever been cheated on, lied to, or had their trust betrayed. This feeling can be especially damaging when it comes to sports because it takes away one's competitive drive and sense of fair play. When someone feels like they have been cheated, it can cause them to lose focus in the game, which could lead to them losing. Research has shown that the psychological impact of cheating can be significant, even leading some people to develop post-traumatic stress disorder. Despite this, cheaters often manage to continue cheating because they know that the psychological impact on their victims is usually greater than the punishment that they might receive from law enforcement. 6. The impact on the player's self-esteem. There is no question that losing a sport can have a psychological impact. This is especially true when the losing team has been cheated. When one's self-esteem is based on their ability to compete fairly, and they are eventually proven to lose fairly, the psychological toll can be devastating. Losing can lead to depression, worsened anxiety, and even self-destructive thoughts. These problems can persist long after the game or competition has ended. In some cases, the victims of cheating may never recover completely from their emotional scars. 7. The impact on future participation. As the saying goes, a loss is a loss. However, for some people, losses can be even more devastating when they are the result of cheating. Each time a player is defeated by someone who has cheated, they feel like they have been taken advantage of. This can have a significant psychological impact on future participation in that sport. In fact, many cheaters often quit or change sports entirely because of the psychological damage inflicted on them by their past defeats. 8. The feeling of being powerless. Sports are a way to bring people together and make them feel empowered. However, sometimes the sport can come with a feeling of powerlessness when players encounter cheaters. This type of cheating creates an unfair playing field and can have a significant psychological impact on players. Players can feel as though they cannot win or compete fairly, which can lead to feelings of frustration and disappointment. Cheating also undermines the sense of community that is so central to sports. 9. The feeling of being unimportant. People often put a lot of importance on winning and losing in sports. This is especially true when the game involves something that is important to the individual, such as a team sport. When someone loses in a game with cheaters, they may feel unimportant and insignificant. Cheaters take away the individual's sense of accomplishment or victory, which can have a psychological impact on the person. In conclusion, while losing in any sport can be difficult, losing to someone who has cheated can be especially demoralizing. Cheating creates an uneven playing field and robs honest athletes of the chance to win fairly. It is important to remember that while it may be difficult, you can overcome the psychological impact of losing to a cheater. Stay strong, stay positive, and continue to compete with integrity. If you enjoy watching this video, please support my channel by clicking on the like and subscribe button. Also, please consider watching my other videos to learn more about how you can improve yourself each day.